Well, good morning, world. Here I am. It's another summer's day, and as you can see, it's a little bit cloudy. Um, some rain came this morning, more rain's coming this afternoon. So hope everyone's having a good day. You know, this is our typical New England summer this year. Been talking to a lot of people with their gardens, and a lot of them aren't having very successful, very good success or good luck with their gardens. Um, I'll go down and show you my tomatoes in a few minutes. But I want to just mention to you also that my neighbor had a lot of pine trees. They had huge pine trees that were kind of a threat to both houses. And just the other day, she had about, I don't know, maybe almost 20 trees taken down. Most of them are pine. And so now we're getting more sunlight and breezier and all that kind of nice stuff. And I won't have so many leaves on my roof, so that would be nice. So let's take a walk around and see how things are working out, or what things are doing. I'll give you an update on my hay. That was an experience. Oh, gosh. Okay, guys, let me just turn this around, and then I will show you things of this morning. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the neighbor is across this way, and you can probably see some of the stumps over there that they had trees taken down. And before I could hardly see the house, from my windows, but now I can see it very clearly. And so that's very, very nice. And over here, see this little tiny tree that's here? One little single tree. Well, there was just massive trees. It was just, in the late afternoon we always have shade or whatever, but the trees were huge. They were just huge trees. Her pine trees were similar to like this guy's on across the street over here. This big pine, which is way up there. There's some huge pines like that. So Lisa, they're happy they have taken them down, and I'm happy because it's not a threat to either house now, and we can just enjoy more sun, more air, and just better. It's better all around. I have plenty of trees over this way, but at least they're a little further away from the house. Okay, update on everything. I mean, most things are passing on now. You can see a lot of yellow, a lot of fallen leaves, a lot of yellow leaves on the plants. I still have my wonderful black-eyed Susans. They do so well. And these other flowers here are going by the wayside. That was my last one right there. This weather, they last maybe 2 or 3 days, 4 days, and they pass on. So let me get my bag over here. We'll see if Luna's home today. He's been out on an adventure. My roses only bloomed twice this year. I don't expect a third bloom from them. Oh, this strawberries. I had about half a dozen strawberries on that. Maybe a few more might come. Some flowers there. I can see maybe potential strawberries coming. Let's see what that goes, how it all turns out. And yeah, again, roses, probably only 2 blooming seasons this year, or times that they bloom. But this one got damaged, I guess. Just a little bit on the droopy side. Yeah, pretty. So, twice on the roses. Usually they give me three blooms during the year, but just 2 so far. But that seems to probably be all I'm going to get. And that red's so pretty. And I took down all my carrots. I had quite a few carrots this year. I was surprised. No beets. The beets seem to do the best either early spring when you're planting them or late summer to fall. They don't seem to like the summer, and we've had so much rain, and so they didn't work out so good for that. Now, I took my cucumbers down. I pulled off all the cucumbers I had, just removed all the cucumbers that were here. I have a tiny little pumpkin growing over there. There he is. I have tiny little bell peppers growing over there. Have to see how they go. And then I have more squash here. The other day I sold 4 dozen eggs, and I gave the lady some extra squash I had, because I still have some squash I have to pick over here. And there's one down there, so I have squash. Another one over here, I think, behind this plant. Yep, some squash down there. So I have enough, that's good. And look at the tomatoes. What I did was I kept on cutting off the suckers, because nothing was really happening to the tomato plant. So you don't want a lot of suckers and having all this extra growth on your plant. So I cut the suckers off, and then the other day I cut the tips off. And after cutting the tips off, they won't get any taller and grow. What is this? Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh my goodness. Hold on, everybody. Let's see, we have a little friend visiting us. I thought, where is he? Hold on. Don't go away. Okay, what am I looking at? Too close. I'm looking at that tomato. So we're... What? Hold on, everybody. I see a little tiny frog. There he is. Is that him? Yeah. That little guy right there is a little tiny frog. He's right on top of the tomato. And I thought he was like a little leaf, curled up leaf. But that's what he is. So, after keep on cutting the suckers off in the plants and cutting the tops off, the tomatoes I have are getting bigger now. Of course they would, because now they're going to say, okay, I'm not going to get any taller, but I am going to try to produce the fruit that I have and get it bigger, so that's good. Now these will probably never turn out to be anything. Just don't have time. The sun is less and less now, and they're screaming for the sun. Here's a couple tomatoes here and some tomatoes down there. So I'm going to have some nice tomatoes, and we'll just see how they get. Keep them on the vine until at least when the frost comes, right? I know frost is coming. I'll take the green tomatoes off and I'll just ripen them in the house. But that's the story on that. But did I just tell you I was talking to the lady that I sold eggs to the other day, and she said her garden was doing poorly. It's just because of the no sun, and rain. All the time rain. So let's see if Luna came back. Luna was on an adventure. Let's see if he's come back. We'll just check Luna. And I'll tell you about my hay, too, when I get in there. Okay, I'm going to put this over here. My, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I can't believe it. In a few days, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, I guess, September will be half over. And I don't know really what's happening. Isn't that cool? When I look in that direction, and I can see there's no trees over my house. Isn't that cool? That is so neat. We've always had trees there since, we've been here since 77, so decades, always had trees. Luna, are you in there? I don't hear you. I think he's still in his adventure. So I think we're going to get rain today. I'm going to open this up. I might open both doors. We'll see. Probably until it rains. So anyways, what happened here? Let me tell you a story about this. Okay. So this is the side I had. This is about 50 bales of hay on this side of the barn. This on the right-hand side, about 50 bales of hay that I got. I had hay, maybe about 12 bales in the barn. Then I got the last 20 that I wanted. And the only thing I can think of is they cut the hay on the third day it was being baled, and I got it, okay? This hay was so heavy and so wet inside. They had some really fresh green. You shouldn't be seeing really bright green in your hay. You shouldn't be seeing that. You should just be seeing, this is beautiful hay right here, really. The green is dry. It's not a bright, screaming green. It's not wet at all. It's just a beautiful hay. The hayman I usually get from, he's a fantastic guy. And I asked him, since I have my barn back now, the back part of it, if he has any more hay, I'll take more. So long story short, the 20 bales I had to pull them all out of the barn. Well, when I first got them, one had obvious mold on top. There was actually 3 that were bad. And I was wondering, how could 3 of them be that bad? And then my hayman was delivering the exact same day, and I showed him the other hay that the other provider gave me, and he said those 3 bales might have been in a storage barn somewhere. Maybe they just got a leaky roof, might have leaked on them, but they were no good. They had to be thrown out. I salvaged what I could, but basically those, I don't like to fool around with mold. So I don't like to even save off of a moldy bale, because you don't know where those mold spores are traveling to, just get rid of it. So then when I took whatever was here on the 20 bales, I had to take it out, because now I'm thinking, well, okay, if this is wet, every bale is going to go. As the weeks and months go by, every bale will turn moldy, and then you're going to have this other 50 bales of good hay with this other 20 bales that's potentially going to just rot. So I pulled them all out of the barn. I put some plastic down on the ground over here, and I opened up every single bale of hay. And the wet stuff, very, very wet, I threw over to I had everything here in the sun. Because I had this big tree trimmed down, I had a lot of sun coming right in this spot. So I was able to put plastic down over here and salvage all dry stuff. I threw it just like they did in the old days when they would have hay on wagons. You see them go into the barn. You see with big pitchforks, they just throw it into the loft, or throw it somewhere they were storing it. Or on conveyor belts, whatever they had then. So I said, okay, I'm going to just store it all loosely. So as each bale's opened up, all the dry, I'm putting here, throwing it. The wet, very wet, I'm throwing it to the goats in case they might want to eat it. They didn't seem to be interested in it. And then what was still damp, which was going to turn, I had it on plastic in the sun drying out. And believe it or not, it took me 6 hours to go through 20 bales. That is crazy, 6 hours. But finally got it done. So everything on this side is all loose hay. Just thrown there and piled up there. And then I have some loose hay also. I can show you when I open the other barn door, but it seems to be doing well. I think I've been blessed to catch it. You know, I mean, it's not, it feels good. It feels good. It doesn't feel damp. It doesn't feel wet. It just feels soft, and it's going to be okay. So that was quite a chore. And of course, the day I did it was about 90 degrees out there. But good that we had the warm weather that I could do that. So that was, I never had fresh hay off of a field delivered to me. Every single bale would have molded. That is unbelievable. But, oh, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that the farmer, as he's, you know, we've been having so much rain, and also it seems like every morning is always like either dew or a little bit of sprinkles or something. The grass and everything is always wet when you come in. You know, in the morning when you get up and you're outside, things are wet. So I'm thinking that, okay, he cut it down. He's going to plan on 2 or 3 days before he bales it, probably trying to till it and all that stuff. But it got wet, and he baled it wet. That's all I can. That's the only explanation, that he baled the hay. It was still wet, so that's not a good thing. So the other, I have 12 bales in here that are on. It's on a pallet, but you can't even see it now. Oops. So there's 12 bales that's way in the corner on a pallet, and this is the other loose hay. I had to get Rarity sharing this side again with Applejack, so that I could have this part to throw in. This is 5 bales of loose hay, the last 5. I just open up the bales on the plastic, and I spread them out so they were like 3 times their size, so the sun could, when the sun was beating that spot, it could hit each bale, and it dried it very nicely. Then I just checked it and tossed it up in here. So we have that. So this is, wow, what an experience, people. You know, to have all of that delivered, and you know, should not have been sold, you know, for edible hay. But I was very blessed to find it, and very blessed to be inspired to, you know what, you do nothing and you'll lose it. You got to do something. So, okay, the something I had to do was to open up every bale, to dry it out myself, and then to loosely pack it. So that was my story on that. So if anyone is getting hay and you get, you know, you have a very extremely heavy bales, or that's usually they're very heavy when they're wet like that, and just check them out. You know, they can be hot. If you put too many together, they can catch on fire, but they can be very, very hot. So you don't want to have, you know, you depend on your hay for the winter, so you don't want to lose it. That's for sure. So very, very blessed, spiritually inspired to do something, right? Got to do something, and worked out wonderful. So I just want to give you a little update on my hay. And again, isn't this nice where so many trees are taken down? We got to get a new canvas for this generator. We have a generator in there, and every couple of years we got to replace the canvases so they don't last too long. But this is another angle over here where they had, whoops, this little buggy on me. They're taken down, you know, so many trees over there. You can see some of the stumps you can see, but I counted for my window the other day. I think I counted like 18 or something, but probably a few more trees than that. But anyways, it's just nice to be able to come back here and to look up and to not see those massive big pines, you know, that were just hanging over their house. And so anyways, that's good. That's a good thing. Okay, guys, so I guess I'm off to just leisurely take care of my animals, put everybody out. We have a little bit of a break right now in the weather. I think today is Monday. A little bit of a break in the weather, and it's going to rain this afternoon, so I want to get all my work done now. So in the evening, I'll just come out and put them to bed, and they'll be all set. Okay, so I hope you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful, blessed day, and thanks for coming along and watching my videos. I really appreciate it, and hit that thumbs up. And any new people, I have a lot of people that view the videos, just hit that subscribe button. That'd be wonderful. Okay, have a blessed day. God bless you, and I'll talk to you later.